No niin, nyt ollaan Hollannissa, käydään tutustumassa DAFilla tässä miten platuuna-ajo, ja tässähän näitä tuntuu vieressä menemään.
My name is Raoul Wijnands. I am the project manager within testing, responsible for all test plans in the testing department with my team. And one of the projects we have is the platooning project. Like you see here, the 3 trucks. This is the first phase, the EcoTwin platooning. First with 2, later with 3 trucks. And we are now showing here you how they operate, which kind of benefits they present to it in the 1.5 seconds distance between the trucks, and talk to you about it and see how your reactions are to the platoon and tell you about our next steps. At 0.5 seconds. I think you heard it also from the driver. That's how we demo now here the platoon. But there's a lot of discussion still going on. What would be the right distance to ride? We did the demo in Rotterdam at the introduction of the first rim. We did that on 0.3 seconds. 0.5 at 80 kilometers an hour is 11 meters. At 0.3 you're driving at 7 meters, 7 to 8 meters. So there's a lot close by, but it has also its benefits. At this distance, what you're driving here, the fuel consumption benefit is between 8 to 10% for the second and third truck. The first truck has also a little bit benefit because he doesn't have to drag behind him as he has normally. So he has just 1, 2, 3%, but not more. The second and third truck, they benefit the most. And that's also part of the discussion. How does the first truck get incentives or something back from the benefits from the third and the second truck, because that's also the discussion you have. The owner of the truck wants to be always the second and third truck. He doesn't want to be the first truck. Drivers, on the other hand, they all want to be the first truck and not the second and third. They show, for obvious reasons, you saw it just yourself. And that's also the reason why we already installed that monitor. In practical, if it comes to production, that will be a more quality monitor, of course, because that's the way that the driver of the second, third truck can get a feel of what's happening around the platoon. So looking ahead of the first truck, because he sees the first truck and looking ahead of it. But that discussion has to be taken. And also, these are just DAF platoons, and the road is not, unfortunately, full with DAFs. There are other brands as well. So now we started the project also within Europe called Ensemble. You can look at also on the internet. And that's a multi-brand platoon project, because we have now to define the standards. We do it. The hardware is everybody using. The Wi-Fi signal is an industry, not the Wi-Fi like you have on your phone, but it's a Wi-Fi P, 802/11p. There's an industry standard. It's a different bandwidth, more robust, can throw a lot more data on it, and you have to see it that a small CAN bus is going between the trucks, and they're telling each other always which kind of speed, what is my torque, what is my braking effort at this moment, which is my GPS position in this platoon, what am I, truck 1, 2 or 3, and they're talking constantly to each other. The moment something happens, they all know it at the same time. The latency, due to that very good Wi-Fi signal, between truck 1, 2 and 3 is just milliseconds. And that's also then the reaction time. And you have to imagine a driver, a very keen driver who's really looking at something happens, has a reaction time of 1 second, at least. 1 to 2 seconds is normal reaction time of a driver. These do it in a millisecond. That is also the reason why normal adaptive cruise control distances are 40 meters, so 3 to 4 seconds. And the platoon distance can be 0.3, 0.5, 0.0. If you're driving at that 0.0, just to mention, there's just a few percentage left of that fuel benefit. So, and you have to ask, is that sensible? Because the benefit is very low, and you have to invest quite substantial into structure on your cab and electronics. But the standard for the European roads is defined in that ensemble project. There we define which kind of data has to be moved around the trucks, how should they react on it, to find a standard as everybody. So I, as a DAF, can hook up as a Volvo or Mercedes or Scania, and everybody's using the same quality of signals and data work and reaction time and all those things. These have to be standardized, and that's now the target of this project ensemble. At the same time, now we're building the trucks now. At the end, the second half of the year, we start a project in the UK with a customer. We got asked by the British road legislator, who's looking after roads, to do a project together with TRL. TRL is the one who's giving us the order, only DAF, to do a long field trial with a real customer, real logistics, just to get a feel. We prepare the trucks, we instrument them. Also TRL will instrument them to see how the road behavior of the people around it are affected by it. We do a three truck platoon in a route in the UK from the south 1500 kilometers to the north, and 30,000 kilometer target is set for us. For the DHL group, they will perform, that's the customer who will perform the field trial. And there we learn how will the people around it, how will the public react on the truck, really start to interfere, because if you're driving at 11 meters or even 7 meters, a car doesn't fit in between and stand the truck. And also get feeling about the length. About to get a feel about the length of the truck. We now travel here with 3 trucks. But what could be the length of a platoon? 4, 5 from a technical point of view. It could be 20, 30. But it doesn't make sense for the European infrastructure. That means, imagine you're a truck driver coming on to a motorway, and there comes a platoon by, and the platoon is 500 meters long. How do you get on the road? How is that possible? So, if you're taking to the thing in the US, where you have interstates, where between 2 exits is 50, 60, 70 miles, then the truck can be 10 trucks platoon. That's not a big problem. But here, with our infrastructure, with our traffic density we have in Europe, that's not achievable. We shouldn't go for that. So we think 3 to 4 trucks will be okay. 2 trucks, also not. Because 2 trucks, we have a better example driving over there. That is 20% reduction of carbon dioxide, the eco combis. Just make a real link between them, and you have 20% reduction of carbon dioxide. Take 3 trucks off the road, put 2 back. And that can be done tomorrow. Not in a few years, tomorrow already. With 3 trucks, then there is benefit, and 4 trucks, then it's even more benefits. And we have still to decide how we let the first truck benefit from the second, third, and fourth truck. But this field trial also should give us some information, some feeling about what is practical in that use, and that everybody has a lot of demand for that. So very controlled. Around the truck we have a lot of systems on it to make it safe. Also when somebody tries to cut in, there's a discussion also strongly going on. There is a passenger car and he thinks, I will fit, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna put in between. When he even comes to the trucks, not even in between, but before he is going to the side, the truck systems have him in mind, see him, and straight stop the platoon. Braking and making straight the gap to normal adaptive cruise control, so he can fit in and the truck moves to the side. So these systems are all taken into account and make sure they are safe for this kind of use. But the question is, will that happen? Will somebody try to do that? It would be madness, and I don't think somebody does, but they think that I can imagine that some drivers from passenger cars still a little bit frightened by that long platoon that's coming by. And we have to now do some experience. And also for the driver doesn't like to drive that short on his front end. We know that because the drivers in this group want always to be the first driver, and that is on the road not different. But it is a necessary step to make if you take autonomous driving, which is the goal in the end, seriously. If you want to do that, to get traffic in a way that it moves more like one, and you don't have that density, that harmonic work, what normally happens there. The first one just leaves throttle, the second one brakes a little, and the third one has to brake hard. that's the practical sense in a road on a motorway where there's a lot of traffic. And if you want to cope with the growing traffic density, then these systems are essential to help and to keep control of your position and to react a lot faster than the driver does. And that's why we still go on with platooning and making the next step and the next step and the next step. I hope you enjoyed a little bit a peek in the development status of this truck. They are also self-steering. The reason we didn't show that to you now in the demo is safety reason, because also that we already do this with the prototype status there, but we found it was really necessary to take a little bit along. Where is platooning? What did we learn in the course of time up until now, and how we are gonna get on. That's the reason why you have already the feeling of the lateral movement. The next step is to show you at a later stage also when the trucks have that lane keeping capability functioning fully with the platoon cabin. Slowest truck, like a chain, the slowest truck will always determine the pace of the platoon.
Vastaukset käydään koeajamassa vähän. Millaista se platuuna-ajo sitten on? Ja
Demo. Okay, we start with adaptive cruise control mode. I have my cruise control start here at 90 km per hour. We all accelerate automatically now, but now we drove on the adaptive cruise control radar sensor.
Okay.
Here I have a screen. The first truck has a camera.
This is the view from the first car?
From the first truck,
okay.
Yeah. And now we have a lot of view. We drove now at 1.2 seconds. It's about 25 meters by 80 kilometers per hour. But the next one we can drove in platooning, and then we drive 0.5 seconds. That's about 11 meters of space to these two trucks. So this is the normal adaptive cruise control, you know, the shortest distance. After the corner I engage the platooning and it started. I push here a button and then we go to the other truck.
Oh really?
And he takes his distance of 11 meters. And then he's standing his distance. Okay, now I start the platooning. We drove at 90 km per hour to the other truck.
Okay.
Now we drive in platooning mode, 0.5 seconds. Here you have the distance in seconds. It's 11 meters.
Yeah. So it's a little bit longer than usual.
Yeah.
In the normal road.
Okay, now if we drive in a straight way, my biggest view is the backside of the trailer.
Yeah. But you still need to steer up.
Yeah, it is possible with these trucks for autonomic steering.
Okay.
But we now only demo the platooning.
Yeah. But it's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, we are testing with it.
Okay.
Yeah, in the future it is a mix, platooning and autonomic steering.
Yeah.
Okay, and after the corner, the first truck gonna brakes from 80 km per hour to 40 km per hour. If you see the braking lights, you feel this truck is braking.
Yeah.
And he holds his distance, 0.5 seconds. And he accelerate now, and I still do have nothing. fast communication of Wi-Fi-P.
What information we have in this screen?
Here I see if we are in platooning or not.
Okay.
I have the seconds in distance, the meters in distance, my speed, and my cruise control or adaptive cruise control button.
Okay. But basically this is quite simple as we sit here and watch, but I didn't maybe the engineering is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's very different.
But from driver point of view, it's quite
yeah, for driver it's
yeah.
easy. It's two buttons and we are platooning.
Where was the platooning buttons? Are they on the screen?
Here, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, after the corner, the first truck disengaged the platooning. You cancel it. If you see something dangerous, a traffic jam, an accident or something, you push the button and cancel the platooning.
okay.
We go back to adaptive cruise control mode and drive further in 1.2 seconds after that truck. That is the same if there comes another car between us.
Yeah.
These two trucks stop the platooning and we go back drive in adaptive cruise control. That's all for safety.
Okay.
There are cars, they come join us on the highway with 11 meters distance.
That's enough.
That's why they're using 6 meters in normally.
There are a lot of cowboys on the road.
So
now we are back in platooning.
Okay.
Yeah, I push the button and.
How long have you been testing this system? As we are night driving.
I think maybe longer. I don't know. And now we stop from 80 to 0.
Yeah.
And stop in platooning. I still do nothing. Only use my handbrake if you're standing still.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all. Wow. Okay. That was impressive.
Yeah?
yeah. Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Käytiin äsken ajamassa platuna-ajoa ensimmäisenä, tai ainakin itselle ensimmäistä kertaa. Tämä oli hyvin mielenkiintoinen homma tässä. Täällä on tää DAF-testiauto. Ei muuta mulla tähän hommaan. Katellaan lisää jatkossa.